What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and the Star Wars Theory versus Lucasfilm executive Pablo Hidalgo story continues to evolve. The story continues to grow as now mainstream outlets are picking up the story and more people are finding out exactly what happened. And of course, we're talking about Pablo Hidalgo apparently taking a shot at Star Wars Theory over his reaction to Luke Skywalker in The Mandalorian. He has since issued a apology, which is really more of a clarification, but whether or not his intent was truly to insult Star Wars Theory, that's definitely what it appeared to be. And now, the reaction to this is very puzzling, because as more people are talking about it, more people are also coming out of the woodwork to basically say, shut up, Star Wars fans. Lucasfilm should be able to say whatever they want to you. Who cares if Lucasfilm's taking shots at you? Who cares if the people at these companies that you're giving your money to take shots at you? And I am really puzzled by a lot of that's going on. I think it's one thing to have a reasonable take about Pablo Hidalgo maybe being misinterpreted, because I think that could have been what initially happened until he kind of doubled down on it. But what we have going on now, the responses to some of these things are absolutely insane. And it just goes to show where we're at right now in fandom, in society in general. Variety picked up this story. How a Lucasfilm executive's tweet reopened the wounds of The Last Jedi. Now, this article from Variety, I have some criticisms of it, but honestly, it's pretty fair. It explains exactly how Star Wars Theory felt after Pablo Hidalgo went after him, apparently, for his remote emotional reaction to the Mandalorian and Luke Skywalker's appearance. If you didn't see that, you could see from this, he was very emotional. He was crying a lot. And what later happened was that Pablo Hidalgo responded to a tweet that was making fun of Star Wars Theory by saying emotions are not to be shared. We went all over this a couple videos ago. Emotions are not to be shared. When asked for context about that, why it seemed like he was going after and attacking Star Wars Theory, he deleted the tweet, then pinned it to his, or not pinned it, but made it his Twitter banner so that everyone could actually see it. Later on, he was forced to come out and say this. I wish to clarify that my post that emotions are not to be shared was sarcastic self-mockery, certainly not intended to be hurtful to anyone, and I'm deeply sorry that it was. As a lifelong fan, I appreciate fans expressing how they feel. It's what being a fan is about. I've also talked about how if it was anybody else, I might believe you, Pablo, but unfortunately, he has a history, a documented history for years and years of shitting on fans, of trashing fans, making fun of fans for their opinions. And so when you do that for years, people aren't really going to take your word about this one. But I think that this article does a very fair job of looking at it, saying that, you know, it's possible that he apologized and that he was misunderstood, but it's also understandable why this happening from a Lucasfilm executive can really reopen wounds in the Star Wars fandom that they've been feeling for years. For some of us, it's been longer since The Last Jedi. But look at the responses to this. There are more quote tweets than likes, and almost all the quote tweets are attacking Star Wars Theory. Almost all the comments are attacking Star Wars fans and Star Wars Theory. This one, I'm blocked by this person. I can't tell, but obviously he's making fun of white people. Or how about upset Kelly Marie Tran abuser finally gets what he deserves? This has a lot of likes. Say what you will about Star Wars Theory. I've been very critical of him in the past for certain things. But he is not someone who makes rage videos, who makes hate videos as people want to qualify them. That's not him. He doesn't fall into that category, but people are lumping him into that right now. Now, those videos that are critical of people at Lucasfilm, that are critical of actors for their performance or what they're saying, I don't think that they're abusers in any way, shape, or form either. They're just people who are expressing their opinions. But you can't lump him in there. You just can't. You have people like Around the Galaxy podcast trying to shill his stuff in there for some relevancy, while also retweeting this and taking a shot. I'm crying YouTube reaction video tears. Taking a shot right there. Okay, I got it. We see what's going on around the galaxy. A guy who is an absolute piece of shit to my friend Drunk 3PO. Shout out Drunk 3PO. Mitch Dyer, Lucasfilm employee. Well, not really Lucasfilm employee. Let's say associated with Lucasfilm because he works on Star Wars games for EA. I'm not exactly sure what his contract with Lucasfilm is, to be honest with you. Bottom of the barrel detected. Go away. Because somebody is talking about how a Lucasfilm executive is talking shit to Star Wars fans. Then you have this person associated with Lucasfilm come out and call them bottom barrel, when they did a pretty fair article, in all honesty, explaining both sides of this. Mitch Dyer, you are a piece of fucking shit. Go away. How about that? Mitch Dyer, you're a piece of shit. Go away. Mitch Dyer is an enormous tool, to be quite honest with you. What else do we have here? Big Baby can't handle someone being mean to him on the internet. Journalistic integrity is truly dead. And this mess for what? A hack YouTuber who created drama to act like a victim. Nice. Some people supporting Star Wars Theory right there. What kind of article when this dude and his fan base harass actors off of social media? Again, that did not happen. You can have your criticisms of Star Wars Theory. I have my criticisms of Star Wars Theory. That did not happen. Star Wars Theory is not one of those people, and neither are most of his fans, from what I can tell. So that's absolutely ridiculous. This person coming out saying it was just a movie. Yeah, Star Wars is a movie. The Last Jedi is a movie. And then when people voice their opinions, they got attacked from people at Lucasfilm. People like Pablo Hidalgo. Right? That's the fucking point. And that's what this article does a decent job of bringing to light. But no, that's not okay. It should be okay for the people at Lucasfilm to attack people for their opinions. That's what so many of these responses have been. Look at this. This is the most ridiculous thing. Women, people of color, and LGBTQ+ have been bullied and mocked for years by Lucasfilm and Fandom Menace members, but this guy gets his feelings hurt by a sarcastic tweet, and now it's reopening wounds about The Last Jedi. Let's be real. How many mainstream articles have there been about all this bullshit that you're talking about? A ton. Thousands of articles. I think Data Racer said like 20,000 hits for articles about Kelly Marie Tran Instagram abuse that never happened. Yeah, so this is one article that sent you over the edge. And when you go back to the quote tweets are exactly the same as a lot of these responses. Right here, a better headline would have been how an idiot Star Wars fan lost his shit over an obviously sarcastic tweet that he somehow didn't understand. But more plays into it. Again, these people want to ignore everything that has happened with Lucasfilm and why something like that seems like Pablo Hidalgo meant it, because he has meant it before, time and time again. We have so many examples. Nearly all of these quote tweets are again in support of Lucasfilm attacking fans, which is shocking to me. These are the things that Pablo Hidalgo has done. Pablo Hidalgo calling YouTubers ticks, right? Calling YouTubers ticks. What else did he do? This is when Pablo Hidalgo has an enemies list that are all YouTubers that are critical of The Last Jedi. Pablo Hidalgo for years has called people incels, has called people misogynists, has called people racist, has called people bigots, simply for their opinion about movies. It means something when an employee of Lucasfilm comes and says something like that to you. It's one thing if it's me, right? Because I've said a lot of shit to people on Twitter. It's one thing if it's me, or if I say something to somebody in a stream and I make fun of them or whatever. Should I do that? That's your opinion whether I should do that or not. However, if you don't like that, you might unsub to me, right? I might lose your subscription, which I don't want to do, but that would be the end result. Pablo Hidalgo represents much more than that. He represents Lucasfilm. He represents a multi-billion-dollar brand in Star Wars, and he drives people away consistently for this. Now, I don't think that people should be lumping in Star Wars Theory and saying he's contributed all this hate, because he really hasn't. He's done everything he can to avoid it, in all honesty, and that's one of my criticisms about Star Wars Theory. I think that he avoided it for too long, but obviously this is what he was trying to avoid, is people lumping him in with that. I think all this attention, right? Pablo Hidalgo was forced to apologize. From what I've heard, a PR person wrote that tweet, and he was forced to put it out. But Pablo Hidalgo was forced to acknowledge it and offer a fake apology because of one thing that's not near the worst thing that he's ever said. So the idea that all it took for that to happen was this big YouTuber to say something, it's very frustrating that this hasn't been said before. That's kind of one of my criticisms is, all it would have taken, evidently, is for someone big enough to bring enough attention to it, and Lucasfilm would have corrected it, would have stopped him from doing these things, from driving fans away. But no, it took this. It didn't matter all these hundreds of people that were attacked before, whether they were Raylos, whether they were EU fans, whether they were sequel lovers or sequel haters. They got attacked from Pablo Hidalgo. But the reaction to this for so many people, oh, I forgot Jordan Mason. Oh, let me make sure I get Jordan Mason here. Don't want to forget him. Marginalized Star Wars fans upset over real-world issues and working together to build awareness for underrepresented people. Media trades, crickets. YouTuber worked up over a comment from a private account he wasn't tagged in and taken out of context. Trades, let's effing go. There's documented history of this fanbase literally driving people who've worked at the franchise to consider suicide. But sure, an employee making a comment on a private account without tagging the person referenced is the real issue. Let's be real, Jordan Mason. You guys got a lot of press for this bullshit that you're fucking talking about. Marginalized Star Wars fans upset over real-world issues working together to build awareness. That has been all we've heard from the mainstream shill media for fucking 5 years. Let's be honest with ourselves. But you're upset that Variety ran an article on this. A Lucasfilm executive taking shots, apparently, at Star Wars fans. Go fuck yourself, Jordan Mason. It's not the first time I've said it. It won't be the last. But the idea that this is the reaction for people has been honestly really shocking to me. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.